Hey, yo, crew chief, I'm a little bit loose going in the corner. What do I do? We're so close. I just need a small adjustment.
Driver, just put some right front compression in it. Come on, man. You didn't know that?
Nah, I guess if I would have listened to Driving DJ, I would have known that. We would have been so much faster.
You're gonna learn today.
All right, so if you haven't figured it out yet, we're going to be talking about some shocks. And there's a lot of misconceptions and incongruencies that a lot of people may not understand. So I'm going to try to break that down, explain the whole point of what they're for, and then some adjustments you can make your car even faster. Shocks are designed to control the up and down movement of the car going over bumps, through travel and dynamic load and things like that. And it doesn't control how much weight is transferred, just the speed at which that weight is transferred. Without shocks, the car would float down the track up and down, left and right. There'd be no control over how that weight's distributed in any way, shape, or form. You would have all kinds of motions and rolling over that you couldn't control, and that's the whole reason why you have shocks on the race car. In iRacing, you have a couple adjustments that you can make on each corner of the car, from Legends cars all the way up to Cup. I'm here to just show you what you can do to maybe understand it a little better and make it so you can get that little edge of speed and make your car just that much better to where you can get right to that top split right where you want to be. Before we get going, smash that like button, hit the subscribe, get ready. I got a lot more videos I want to unload on you guys and really show you all the stuff that I know about iRacing and racing in general to make it so you're in the right mindset to win some races and get up in that top split. I'm a super late model out of the Midwest. I have a few wins under my belt and a few wins on iRacing as well. I may not have the time to invest into the simulator, but I do have the knowledge to where I know how I want my car to handle when I do have the chance to tune it and make it to the way I want it. All right, so shocks. We are controlling how the weight is transferred.
At which rate it's transferred.
There's two things that a shock mainly does. You have compression, which is when the shock goes in, and you have rebound, which is when you're pulling out or the shock is retracting from inside the body of the shock. We have two ways to control that on iRacing. We'll jump on over to the sim. We'll show you what goes on, kind of what those adjustments do, so maybe you get a little bit better of an understanding, and then I'll have a bunch more information on my Discord as far as what adjustments you can make on which shock to change a certain part of the track of how it transfers the load a little different to make your car that much better. All right, so in iRacing, we're in the super late models. A lot of the videos we're going to do is going to relate to that, but I'm going to expand in the future. But right now, for the time I have available, this is what we're messing with. So if we're checking out the left front here, bump stiffness, that's going to be your compression. When you hit a bump, the shock shaft goes into the body, and that is what's going to affect the change on this car. So this one starts at 8 clicks and 7 clicks. Generally speaking, higher number means more compression or rebound, lower is less. So tie down is something you'll hear drivers refer to. That's a rebound. So if it's tied down, it can't come up. If you have more tie down, then the car has a lot higher rebound, and it will not retract as easily as if there was less rebound or less tie down. So let's get a clip. I'll make a couple laps. We'll go with just the stock setup here at Stafford. We'll make a few laps. We'll check out the front end, see what it's doing, and then we'll make a huge change, and we could really dictate what it's going to do and how it makes the car handle. All right, so we're just going to get a few laps under our belt here, and we'll be right back. Checking this nose out. We're watching kind of how the nose is reacting. We got a little loose off the corner and stuff though. So Stafford's a really flat track, and you can really see it where the nose is kind of sealing off pretty good. Left front's pretty down. We have a little bit of light compression where the nose is coming up. That's fine. That transfers load to the rear tires and gets you that grip off the corner, which is what you want. You're trying to find the balance here with the shocks, and we're gonna try to fine tune it a little bit. Let's make a big adjustment here and see what happens. All right, we were a little bit free off the corner. Scroll over to the right front, we check out the rebound stiffness. You can see the tail notes on iRacing. How stiff the shock damper is. Rebounding or expanding can alter the handling in transient maneuvers or dynamic maneuvers. Lifting or pressing the throttle, pressing or releasing the brake, rolling into or out of the turn. More front rebound stiffness equals tighter under acceleration. So if I tie down that right front a little bit, that's going to make it so I'm going to have a little bit more drive coming off the corner. So what we're going to do is go to that +7. Let's amp it up a lot here. Let's go up to like +15 and see how it does on the track. It should be a little bit better off of the corner. All right, let's see how it goes here and make a couple laps and see if that right front rebound up made it so it's a little bit more snug off the corner. So now we can see kind of a distinctive difference here. The right front's really staying down here. As we watch it kind of go into the corner, it comes down. It really doesn't come up a whole lot. And what that did to the handling is it really snugged it up middle off the corner. It even made my middle of the corner a lot more tight. So it took a lot of that steering away. So that's definitely an option. It depends what kind of track you're at. If you're at more of a flat track, you want to have more of a neutral car, you want it to be able to turn, and you don't want to sacrifice that turn in the middle, especially at Stafford. There's long, slow corners there. So that's something you really have to watch out for. At different tracks like a Bristol or a Dover, that could certainly change the way you look at how you adjust shocks, and it could be more critical depending on if you don't have as much banking to carry and set that car down into the corner. But there are some basics that you can know that'll just immediately help you starting off as far as what adjustments do what. Starting with shock compression, if we're just looking at compression only, if you have stiffer front shocks, higher number of front shock compression, you'll have a tighter car going into the corner. If you have a stiffer rear set of shocks, you'll have less grip on those rear tires, and it'll be more of a free feeling in the car. So if you want to amp up both rear tires and up the compression, you'll lose some of that drive, and it'll make it so the car rotates a little bit better for you. And it's the exact opposite when we look at the front for softening that front compression. That's going to let that car set a little easier. It'll make it so it turns a little better. So if it's something you want to let the car come down and set the nose a little better, a little faster, that's what you're controlling when you're messing with the shocks in the front of the car. As far as in the rear, if you want to lower that compression, you're going to add some grip, and you're really going to make it so you can get some drive into those tires and set the car on the rear end, making it so you have drive off the corner. So as far as rebound goes, your front rebound is going to mainly affect off the corner, because when you're on the gas, the front end's lifting up. So when you adjust your front shocks, that's going to make the end of the corner change a little bit depending on which corner you adjust. But generally speaking, if we're messing with the rebound on the front shocks, if you take off and soften your shocks, you're going to loosen the car up. So you're going to make it so those tires sink down out of the fenders a little sooner, and make it so you're able to transfer a little more weight to the rear of the car. That's going to free the car up, make it so you can turn a little better and roll on out of the corner. Tighten those that tie down so it's real stiff. You'll make it so it's a lot tighter, and that's something we saw in the video here. When I tightened that right front down, it really took away a lot of my mid corner and end cornering basically turn. So that was an adjustment we saw real timing. That's unfortunately that's how it is, but sometimes you may need that. If you have too much turn, you're over rotating, you're free off the corner, tighten down those front shocks, and you'll get some tightness and grip into that front end, making it so you have a good corner exit. And like I said earlier, guys, I'm gonna have a whole basically spreadsheet of what adjustments you can make on your shocks to make your car handle the way you want it to. Check out my Discord link. It's gonna be linked down below in the description box, right after you hit that subscribe and like button once again, and get in the community. I'm going to start doing a lot more videos, a lot more setup help and tips, and some community races and some things like that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. We'll be seeing you guys in the next one. What's up, guys? Future DJ checking you guys out, joining you with me just totally cut out. And that's all we got. So appreciate you for tuning in. We're going to end it on this note. Check out my other video I have. Going to be working on some more. So I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.